Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting and Yoga Pants. So this week, let's talk about AI in recruiting. Not a new topic. I may have covered this exact topic in the past. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I'm how many hundreds of videos in? Who knows? But couple of motivations for this week's post. So one is a post I did a week or two ago, and I promised I would make a video on it. So here it is, about what recruiters really want. Okay, when we think about advancements in the ATS, AI, this, that, or the other thing, what do we really want? Because I think a lot of the founders and the people who are out here trying to build HR tech. And you know what? God love you. Okay. If you are bootstrapping, founding something, building something from scratch, I ain't doing it. So you know what? All the credit in the world to the ones that are doing it and putting in the hard work and the effort and working for zero money. I understand the founder life, depending on, well, lots of things, I'm sure, may or may not be that glamorous. So I'm all the kudos in the world to you for taking that initiative. However, some of y'all are just absolutely hell-bent on solving problems that we don't have. All right. So I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to talk about just high level, many of the things that came up in that post. I'm going to link to the original post down below so you can go read the comments for yourself if you are interested. Over 200 comments. Lots of recruiters and practitioners weighing in with their own wish list, and we all pretty much said the same thing, or kind of leaning in the same direction as far as what we want. The second thing that we're going to touch on very quickly is a new feature announced by LinkedIn that isn't really new. It's new to LinkedIn. I'll give you that. It's new to LinkedIn as a platform. It is not new to my beloved industry. All right, so let's talk about AI. What do we want? I want, and many of my peers want, more efficiency when it comes to administrative tasks. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember this. A couple years ago, my organization launched a feature where I could send a scheduling link to candidates. I was very excited about that. Calendly has existed forever, Time Trade, there's been different third-party tools that could enable this, but not every company allows you to implement third-party tools. Did you know that? I've tried to tell y'all this a million times, but just because something is shiny and available doesn't mean we're getting it, right? So my organization some time back implemented that feature. I loved it. I still use it every day to this day. And that is an example of an automation that actually saves me time. So click a button, share a link, whatever. And there's different variations of this and versions of this within my systems that I'm super grateful for. I won't go into all the details, but we are seeing some of those kinds of improvements, which I think is amazing. And that's the stuff that we want. So we want our ATSs to not be as clunky. We want our systems to be more like the administrative stuff, to be more streamlined and to be more efficient. I wouldn't even be mad at note taking. I know there's some third-party tools that enable that, but again, can every recruiter overlay a third-party tool on their ATS? No, not necessarily, right? So those are some of the things that I think are kind of neat. I think also, you know what I really want? Reminders. And I think this also came up, somebody else, I'm not going to go through all 200 comments because I'll never find it. But I feel like multiple times people brought up, reminders, notifications, right? Like, you didn't enter feedback yet, Mr. Hiring Manager. Hey, Miss Hiring Manager, you've got an interview scheduled in 3 days and you haven't accepted the invite yet. Things like that. Right now, in a lot of places, recruiters are chasing that manually. So somehow, I am expected to check my brain at the door and believe that we can't integrate with Outlook, but yet somehow there's a robot magically declining your resume without me knowing. Is there? Right? Like, I think people severely underestimate how much money companies are willing to invest in talent acquisition, especially during downtimes. Just saying. Feel like I repeated that a lot on the channel too. So when you really start poking into how hiring actually happens, what features not just exist, but are actually approved and implemented, how recruiters use those features, and then where the gaps really are, you start kind of going, oh, wait, maybe we're solving the wrong problem. Maybe we don't need somebody to review resumes or a bot to review resumes. We need to give recruiters more time to review resumes by eliminating some of the sillier, more manual stuff. And to that, all the recruiters said amen. Okay? Okay, I think every recruiter, at least that I personally know, would 100% co-sign that message. All right? We want to have more time for the value-added activities. Reviewing resumes, I will die on this hill, is a valuable activity. Now, there is a lot of noise about, oh, well, you only look at it for 6 seconds. Watch that video, okay? I'm going to link to a video I've already made on that specific topic, but once again, I want the time to invest in the resumes that I don't eliminate in 6 seconds because they're very clear no's. I want to be able to, funnel those out quickly. I can eyeball those. I can do that myself quite fast. And I need more time to devote to getting to know the yeses. All right. Make it easy for me to reach out to them. Make it easy for me to schedule time with them. Make it easy for me to get them, packaged up and get my notes collated and, all the details together that I got from my conversation with them packaged up in a nice little resume review package for my hiring team. Nudge my hiring team to review and provide feedback so I can move on to next steps. Like, there's so much opportunity for automating in that area. And we haven't even talked about reporting. We're almost 8 minutes into this video. We have not even talked about the most important thing and something that came up a lot, reporting. Give me a real-time dashboard. Give me a real-time data analysis of the wins and the losses. Do we see offer declines? And I do all this manually, right? If I see a spike in offer declines, I got to start going and inspecting that. Well, gosh, we had, I made 40 offers this month and 12 of them were declined. Holy crap, what happened? What is the commonalities there? I'm making up these numbers. My accept rate is so much better than that. But I'm just saying, like, as an example, if I have a recruiter who's living that world, maybe there's some good value in looking at those 12 and having, I don't know, ChatGPT maybe? I have no idea. Having like an analysis run that, hey, all of these declines were all in the same job family, in the same location, in this same whatever, right? Like maybe they were down leveled through the interview process and people don't want to take less money. Like there's so many reasons that could exist. I would love a system that enables that kind of data analysis. But here's the thing. The data that gets analyzed is only as good as the data that we are putting in the system. So if I have recruiters out there making offers, but they're not actually recording decline reasons or decline information or updating profiles, all those kinds of things, the data that we analyze is not necessarily going to give us the right answers because garbage in, garbage out. I don't care how you slice it. All right. Okay. So that is my pitch to founders. Please take a look down in the video description. Go check out that post. Go read the comments from hundreds of recruiters who weighed in. You might get some ideas for your next big feature. So let's talk quickly about the second post that kind of made me go, interesting. So LinkedIn has now launched their own AI recruiting assistant. And so this individual who I'm not connected to, who's I think in marketing, or I don't know what they do. Anyway, they're very excited about this. They promise that, you know what, they're launching this AI agent. It's called the hiring assistant, and it's going to source candidates, engage with candidates, integrate with third-party applicant tracking systems, and the future of HR will never be the same. I've used one of those AI tools that sources candidates, has the ability to engage should I choose to use it, and can integrate with an ATS since 2013. So is this a cool tool? Sure. I think so. I mean, I really love my favorite that I've talked about 8 billion times in various platforms and videos and posts. Is it new? Well, to LinkedIn, I guess. Is the future of HR never going to be the same because of it? Not so much. I'm sure glad he's excited, though. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, it's just, I have a video on that too. Okay, I'm going to link to my video on that as well. And again, I don't want people to stress about this. This is not how direct applicants are reviewed. This is not anything to do with like the interview process or ultimately how decisions are made. This is a way for recruiters to source, which is the act of proactively going and finding people who have not already come to us more efficiently. That's it. It's very cool technology. It's a heck of a lot faster than going through the phone book and dialing up 100 people and asking them questions. I'll give you that. It's faster. It's more efficient. It's also a decade old, if not longer. Okay. So props to LinkedIn. I'm excited to see a little more competition on the market. I think it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out, and the adoption and, of course, the features. I don't have access, so if I get access, I'll be sure to try it out. But new? Not so much. All right, y'all. Hope that helps. I'm very, very interested to hear from my founder friends, other recruiters, or folks who have their own ideas on what features we should ask for next. Drop a comment down below. Let me know. And I'll see you next week.